Hello everyone. Today I will talk about the film The Girl Who Escaped the Kara Robinson Story.
I'm gonna lay out the rules for while you're here now. You will always call me Daddy.
Kara Robinson wakes up at her best friend's house. Today the girls are going to go to the lake, but before that Jess has to water the flowers and take a shower. Jess asks Kara to help her water the flowers so they can go to the lake faster. Kara leaves the house and starts watering the flowers. At this time, a car drives up to the house. A strange man gets out of the car and approaches the girl.
Are your parents home?
No, actually, this isn't my house. This is my friend's house.
The man takes out a gun and asks the girl to follow all his orders. He takes Kara to the car and forces her to climb into the container. Jess finishes her shower and goes outside, but cannot find Kara. Meanwhile, the man stops in a deserted place to tie up the girl. He goes to the trunk to get the rope, and at that moment, Kara runs away. She tries her best to escape, but the man shoots her. Kara decides to wait and obey the rules of the kidnapper. The man ties her hands and gags her. Meanwhile, Jess calls Kara's mom and says that Kara is missing. A man brings a girl to his home. He removes her gag and asks her to remain silent. The man takes the girl to his bedroom and starts asking questions. He asks for all the information about her family, after which he asks if she has a boyfriend. The girl says that her boyfriend's name is Ryan.
Have you had with Ryan?
No.
After this, the man asks to call him Daddy and again shows his gun. The man asks the girl to lie on the bed. He sits down next to her and begins to take off his clothes. Afterwards, they go to the shower together. At this time, the girl begins to look around.
Gather information.
Meanwhile, Kara's mom calls her ex-husband and tells him that Kara is missing. The woman calls the police and asks them to start searching, but the policeman is sure that the girl simply ran away from home and will return soon. But Kara's mother is sure that her daughter would never do that. The man gives his t-shirt to Kara and asks what school she went to. Kara decides to find out as much information as possible about her kidnapper.
Did you, go to high school?
The man says that he was very smart when he was a schoolboy, and also talks about the fact that he served in the Navy.
The Navy. Cool.
The man likes to talk about himself, and he promises the girl that in the end, he will let her go if she behaves well. Afterwards, he offers the girl a smoke, but she refuses. The man reminds her that she must follow all his orders. In the afternoon, they watch TV together. The girl notices cages with animals and asks permission to look at them. She asks the man a question.
Do you work with animals? No, they don't.
The man says that he works with compressors. Kara remembers all the information received. The man once again says that he will soon let her go home, but before that, he wants to watch a movie together.
Wait.
In the evening, Kara wants to go to the toilet and asks the man for permission. He allows her to go to the toilet, but leaves the door open and watches the process. Kara wants to wash her hands, but she has to ask Daddy for permission first.
May I wash my hands, please? Daddy?
Yes, you may.
The man says he will cook dinner, but Kara doesn't want to eat. He gets angry at the girl and says that she must follow the rules. She says she can help with the cleaning while he prepares the food. The man allows Kara to sweep the floor. While cleaning, Kara goes to the refrigerator and tries to remember the dentist's phone number. She also notices the calendar and remembers the entries on it. The man just watches the girl sweep the floor and at the end asks her to take off her t-shirt.
Follow the rules.
Meanwhile, Kara's mother came to the police station. She tries to explain to the sheriff that her daughter could not run away from home and asks to start a search. But the sheriff says that she shouldn't worry. He's sure that the girl will return home soon. The man and Kara sit back down on the couch. The man turns on the news and says that the police have not started searching. He says that her parents and friends don't care about her. Suddenly, the man becomes aggressive and orders the girl to get up and go to the bedroom. He says that he needs to make one call and she must climb into the container and not make any noise. He gags the girl and goes into another room. But Kara begins to panic and cannot breathe. The man returns and removes her gag. He says that if she screams, he will kill her. A few minutes later, the man returns to the room and tries to calm the girl down. He says that he also had panic attacks and understands what it's like. He gives Kara a pill and says it will help her calm down. At night, Kara notices a man opening a strange chest.
Time for bed.
The man asks the girl to lie on the bed and not move. He chains her to the bed and goes to sleep. In the morning, Kara wakes up first and immediately begins to free her hands. Then she gets up and slowly walks towards the exit. She very carefully opens the door and runs out into the street. Kara runs onto the road and stops a passing car. She asks two men to take her to the police and remember the number of the apartment from which she managed to escape. Kara walks into the police station and tells the officer that she has been kidnapped. She says her name and says that she managed to escape. Lieutenant Rowland asks the girl what happened. She says that a strange man kidnapped her yesterday, threatened her with a gun, and used her body for pleasure. Sergeant Jennings asks the two men who brought the girl where they found her, but they only name the street because they didn't remember the apartment number. Lieutenant Rowland tells Kara that her mother went to the police 17 hours ago. He calls the woman and reports that Kara has been found.
Mama, can you come pick me up?
The policeman asks Kara if she remembers where the apartment where the kidnapper lives is. Kara says she doesn't remember, but she can go to the place and try to remember. The lieutenant says that she will help them a lot if she does this. They arrive at the scene, and Kara can't remember which apartment she ran away from. All houses look the same. The police stop a man passing by and describe the suspect's appearance, but the man says that there are a lot of people here who fit this description. Kara gets out of the car and says that her kidnapper has a lot of animals in the apartment, and there is a large poster with a picture of a wolf hanging on the wall. A man hearing this immediately understands who we are talking about. He gives the apartment number and the police head there. Meanwhile, Kara's mom arrives at the police station and starts arguing about her daughter being taken to a crime scene, but Kara returns and calms her down. The sheriff arrives at the suspect's apartment and gives the order to begin the assault on the building, but the suspect escaped. Sergeant Jennings asks the girl to tell her everything she knows about the man who kidnapped her. Kara says that a couple of years ago, a man served in the Navy and his wife is now at Disneyland. The girl says that the man has a parrot named Clyde, and she also tells him the name of his dentist and his phone number. She says that the man has increased anxiety and he goes to a psychiatrist. The girl remembered all the phone numbers and names that she saw while cleaning. Sergeant Jennings is very surprised at how the girl remembered everything. This information will help find and punish the criminal. The doctor comes into the room and Kara has to undergo a gynecological examination. Kara asks the doctor and the police not to tell her mom about this so as not to upset her. Meanwhile, the police find women's clothing in the box, and they realize that Kara was not the only victim. Flyers with a photograph of the suspect are being posted throughout the city. Sheriff Price arrives at the station where Kara's mother applied. He says that a male suspect kidnapped and killed several girls, and Kara was supposed to be next. And he doesn't understand why Sheriff Steffens didn't start searching for the girl on the first day. Kara arrives home and all the neighbors come to support her. Kara doesn't like too much attention on her. Sergeant Jennings comes to Kara and tries to explain that she should not be offended by these people. Unlike them, Kara has a strong personality and does not want to be a victim. Kara returns to the house and tells her mother that she will go to Ryan's in the evening, but her mother does not allow her to do this. Kara doesn't understand why she should give up her life because of what happened. She doesn't want to be afraid all her life. She just wants to live an ordinary life. But the mother is very worried and does not want to let the girl leave home. The suspect's wife comes to the police and says that she does not know where her husband is. She does not believe that he is guilty of crimes, but at this moment, the suspect's sister comes to the police and says that he recently called her and is now in the hotel. The police immediately go to arrest. Meanwhile, Sheriff Steffens comes to Kara, but the girl is not happy to see him because he did not want to look for her. He tells the girl that she shouldn't be so brave because the suspect is still at large and he might come back for her. He tells her that the suspect kidnapped several girls and they all died, but Kara is not afraid. She demands that the sheriff do his job. Meanwhile, Sheriff Price receives a report that the suspect has escaped from the hotel, but the police are already on his trail and will soon apprehend him. The sheriff is surprised that the little girl not only ran away from the maniac, but was also able to help the police find him. The sheriff comes to her house and says that he will soon be detained. He says that the girl should not be a victim because she is a hero. He thanked the girl and promised to be the first to inform him when they catch the criminal. After this conversation, Kara plans to go to the baseball game to support her boyfriend, but her mom doesn't want to let her leave the house. Kara again says that she wants to live a normal life.
I am not gonna let him take away from me too!
Kara leaves home and goes to a baseball game. Meanwhile, the police located the suspect. After some time, a man appears on the street and a chase begins. The police catch the criminal, but he takes out a gun and shoots himself in the head. Kara returns home and her mom doesn't tell her what happened. The woman talks about this in the morning and Kara gets very angry about it. At this time, the sheriff arrives and apologizes for not telling her right away. The girl says that she wanted to look into the eyes of the criminal before he goes to prison. But the sheriff says that she shouldn't worry about this because the maniac realized everything before his death and realized that she had defeated him. Kara understands that now she doesn't need to tell the court about what he did to her, and her mother doesn't need to worry about it. The sheriff says that he has never met such strong girls as her, and says that he would take her to serve in the police. And this is where the film ends. Write your opinion about this in the comments. Like, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to be the first to watch new videos.